Hello book folding friends, Elizabeth Gale here. Today I'm going to show you how to remove unwanted illustrations from the book that you're folding. I like to take out illustrations because if you fold on an illustrated page, the ink on that page is going to show on the edge of that fold. For example, if I fold down this page here, like that, this line of ink that's on the fold is going to show on my finished design. This fold won't match the folds that are on either side of it that just have text, and this fold will really stand out in the completed design and it will detract from it. So that's why I like to take out illustrations. You'll often come across a set of photos in the middle of a book like this that are printed on glossy paper, especially if you're folding a biography or a history. These sections are usually not numbered. You can see the page right here is page number 162. See that right there. And then on the back side of that photographic section, the text continues right on to page 163. So since this section is not numbered, you don't have to worry about it when you're calculating your start page or when you're trying to determine if a certain pattern will fit into your book. So let me show you how to take out these pages. I like to use a nice pair of sharp scissors, and you're going to turn your book away from you like that. And I like to take out 2 pages at a time. This glossy paper is kind of thick, so if you do more than 2 at a time, it'll be kind of hard. So just pick up 2 sheets, and then you're going to start down here at the bottom of the page, about a 1/2 inch back from the spine, and then we're just going to cut all the way up the page to the top. Well, let's do that. 2 sheets there. And just make little cuts. You won't be able to take big cuts because the glue from the spine is making it kind of tight. So just work your way up, little cuts, like that. And set it aside. And just keep going. I'm going to remove this section. It's got 4 sheets, 2 more left. And again, just start here at the bottom, about a 1/2 inch back, and work your way to the top. And you can use the previous sheets as your guide. And it doesn't have to be pretty. It's going to get jagged, like I said, because of the glue that's in the spine. Just keep going. Like that. And you've got the pages out. Now this will be kind of jagged, so just smooth it back a little bit with your fingers like that. And don't worry, this book was headed to the dumpster. Doesn't have any monetary value, so it's okay for us to cut this one up. And this book is so thick, it's got another photographic section of glossy paper. So let's just continue. Take this section out also. You can kind of open up the spine a little bit before you start cutting, just to make it a little easier, like that. Just press it apart. And again, start at the bottom. A couple more here. Okay, and smooth out the little jagged edge just like that. And now we've got the illustrations removed from this book. You can cut out these pages before you start folding, or while you're folding, or when you're completely finished with your project. I usually cut mine out as I get to them while I'm working through the book. I just find that the easiest way to do it. These cut edges are going to disappear into the spine of the book once you have finished folding your pattern. They're not going to show at all. They'll just kind of magically go away and disappear into the other folds that are on either side of them. For example, If you look here at this book of the word family that I folded, there was a section of illustrations right here in the middle. I take out that Post-it note. And you can see the stubs of the paper where I cut those out right here. And it's quite a few pages. It looks like it was about 10 sheets maybe. But once I finished folding the entire design, those edges just disappeared right into the pattern. And you can't see those cut edges at all. I'd say about 3/4 of the books that I fold, maybe more, have illustrated pages that I cut out and remove. And after I've cut them out, you cannot tell that I've done that in the book. It looks great without it. No one's ever going to know that you took scissors to the book and cut out those pages. So you don't need to worry about them at all. Sometimes you'll have a book like this one that has occasional illustrations that appear scattered throughout the book. And pages with these kinds of illustrations on them are numbered. You can see the page number right here is page number 240. So when you cut out these kinds of pages that are numbered and that are part of the text, you will need to subtract them from the total amount of numbered pages that are in your book. Now, for example, when I cut out this page, like this, I have just subtracted 2 numbered pages from the total that are in this book, because this page is numbered on both sides. If we look at the last page of this book, it has 342 numbered pages, but now it has 340 because I just took out that sheet of paper. So just be aware of that. When you're removing illustrations that are on numbered pages, you're reducing the total page count that's in your book. You'll need to take into account that reduced number when you're either calculating your start page or when you're trying to determine if your book has enough paper in it for the pattern that you want to fold. If there's an illustration like this one that's printed on the front side of the page, but it has text on the back side of the page, I do not cut that out. I just leave that in the book. The ink from that illustration is not going to show once you've folded it because the text is on the other side of it. For example, I'll just fold it for you here. You can see what I'm talking about. Say my mark is here, and I just fold back like that. Use a bone folder to press that down. You can see how that illustration is not going to show on that finished fold. It will just be the text that will show, just like the pages that are on each side of it. So that's why I don't cut out a page that has an illustration on the front side. Sometimes you may want to leave the illustrations in the book instead of removing them. For example, let's look at this heart pattern right here that I designed and folded. I did not remove any of the illustrated pages in this book. The ink that was on the paper became part of the finished design, as you can see there. This book has a lot of illustrations in it throughout. See there, a lot of dark ink there, like that. And all of that ink showed up on the edges of the pages, and it created an interesting pattern below the shape of the heart, as you can see across the bottom there, and had a similar effect across the top. See that ink going across up there. So sometimes you may want to leave the illustrations in the book, and the ink from those will become part of the finished design, and it will create some interesting accents in your book folding. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please take a moment to hit the like button and give me a thumbs up. That really helps me out. God bless you, and thanks for watching.